ask a question about breathing.
Please.
What is your theory on breathing?
Yeah.
The best way to breathe?
Yeah.
Tire yourself out. How do you feel?
I think it's very important for like entry-level players and sometimes even intermediates to breathe out when they're hitting the stroke.
Yeah.
A lot of them hold their breath.
Yeah.
And some of them are afraid of making a sound when they breathe out.
Yeah.
There's a stigma on grunting.
Okay.
People don't like when players make noises. So it's holding their breath out of tension, you know, tightness, scared to miss and all that. But sometimes I find it's trying to avoid noises because of embarrassment. So
Okay.
I think it's very important to exhale, and I never would promote grunting.
Okay.
I like the grunting to come out naturally.
Okay.
I don't know about your grunt, but my grunt, I have no control over it. It just comes out.
Yeah.
I never fake it, and the more tense I am, the more tired I am, and also the more intense I am, the louder I grunt.
Yeah.
And I never think about it, it just comes out naturally.
Yeah.
And so it's very important to breathe, and if you happen to make noise, i.e. if you happen to grunt, I don't see any problem with it. In fact, I think that's the right way to play, because the opposite of that is holding your breath and not breathing properly. In between points, there's so many different theories. I've always thought that this position here was terrible.
Yeah, it is.
And I even told players not to do this. And I do this naturally when I get exhausted. I'm probably going to do it today several times.
No,
But I read studies that actually is a way to get more air into your lungs, going like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why people do that naturally is because you get more air into your lungs. And it feels really good. So I don't necessarily think that that's so bad to do.
Okay.
But I think taking deep breaths and taking your time in between points and trying to get your heart rate to slow down, catching your breath, that's huge. It's a super important part of tennis.
Yeah. No, I agree, because I think the problem is I have this 12-year-old, and when he wants to be intense,
Yeah.
he'll start moving with the legs, but then before he hits. And it's
Oh, I
tiring him
get you.
out, because he thinks that's what intensity looks like.
Gotcha.
And I said, no, that's not intensity in terms of that's
I
gonna
get what
tire
you mean.
out
Well-
by doing an extra that's only gonna bring a little more tension, a little more stress, a little more fatigue.
That's a great point.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's not,
Just be aware of
that's
that.
something that might hold you back.
Yeah.
But even when it comes to running, if you have to make some sounds while running, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, as long as it's natural. If this is something that's forced, or if it's loud, it feels like it's out of tension or out of like panic, and it's like, oh, like this.
Exactly.
It's true, but sometimes, you know, it's so funny when I watch myself play. It's so cringy. When I'm at the baseline, I get an unexpected drop shot.
Yeah.
I do make a sound. No, I make a sound when I start sprinting. I'm like, oh, I can't even do it. It's because it's natural, but it's the most cringy sound you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah.
That's when I recognize the drop shot, and it's a sound of agony because I'm about to sprint. So it's a super interesting topic, but I think natural is the way to go.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Do you grunt naturally, or is it fake?
It's natural.
Are you sure?
I'm following this. It's natural. There are some times where like I can change. I'll be like, hey,
Okay, when you do it,
but, no,
okay.
but it's natural though.
It's natural.
I have to.
Okay.
I can't play and not grunt.
Okay, I believe you.